Dear students, good morning. Students who are in the online, am I audible, students? Okay. So let's start the discussion. What was our last class concept? Creating an object of ND array. How many approaches are there? Almost 10 plus approaches, I said. So the first one already done. So I hope we discussed the first part of it. So if we look at that part, I already posted to you. Approaches to create an object of what? ND array by using array of. Last class, this syntax was written. This function is used for converting traditional Python objects into ND array. So ND array objects are of how many types? Two types. One is 1D, 2D, and 3D. So I said the syntax. NumPy dot array of object comma D type. Here variable name is an object of ND array in the last class. Here array is a predefined function in NumPy module used for converting traditional Python objects into ND array object. Object represents any Python traditional objects. D type represents any NumPy data type. Admins చూపించోసారి message. So D type represents any NumPy data type such as int 8, int 16, int 32, float 16, float 32, float 64. These are all called what? Internal data types of C language. And I said some examples what I did in the last class. Even in Notepad example also I said. And moreover, I already forwarded, already sent to you in the form of a example. PDF also is sent. PDF, this is also done. Whatever the last class example has done, all those things has done or not. This part I sent. And these things you have to practice and you have to come to the class. Only listening like a normal classes, if you come and sit in the class, nothing will come. Your time waste. And you need to have Python knowledge also. Okay. So let us move to the further. And I'll try to open it. Already I said in the class. In this place, number of approaches to create a ND array already listed. So now I'm going to enter into where? A range function I'm going to discuss. A range function I'm going to discuss. Look at that, A range. So once we understand that array function, A range function is going to be dead easy. A range function is going to be dead easy. So let us follow the example. See students, syntax number 1. What is the syntax number 1? First you look into that. Here I'm going for variable name is equal to NumPy dot A range. Spell out A range or arrange? A range. So that A stands for what? Array. Range is automatically a data type which is there in the Python language. So range, A range. See, one topic is built on the top of existing topic. Only if you want to learn this topic perfectly, there is some connectivity will be there. That connections, if I want to explain, again, it takes a lot of time. A range of, it takes what? Start. This is a one syntax. This generates, already you know, this generates, generates range of values from 0 to start minus 1. 0 to start minus 1. This already there in our Python also. That the range is different. Now I'm going to the second syntax. What is the second syntax here? Start comma stop. Start comma stop generates the range of values from start to where? Start to stop minus 1. Start to stop minus 1. Start to stop minus 1. I hope you are following. Syntax number 3. Syntax number 3. Start comma stop comma step. Start comma stop comma step generates the range of values from start to stop minus 1. Start to stop minus 1 by maintaining equal interval of step. equal interval of step, equal interval of what? Step. I hope you are following. This is comes under syntax number 1, syntax number 2. All those syntaxes are explained. Now these things, if anybody was new in my class, which is don't know this range data type, in Python level, in my regular classes, if we come to regular class, because I have to show you, otherwise the non-Python student of mine, other batch students, they will think that this is something there in this place. In the sequence data type, there is a range data type. In my regular classes, range data type in detail. See syntax number 1, syntax number 2, syntax number 3, and whose examples, number of examples, questioning again, questioning, number of questionings. These are the very, very popular examples. These things, if you know, special points even, these things, if you know, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib is just dead easy, dead easy. So let us start with these things are going to say, I'm writing a range function by default creates ND array object with a range of values. By default creates an object of ND array, with one dimensional only, one dimensional array only. It can't build 2D and what? 3-dimensional arrays. That is n-dimensional arrays. It can't build n-dimensional arrays. To build, I am going to write it. To build 2D and ND arrays, 2D and ND arrays, from where? A range function, we use which function? Reshape or what? Already I said yesterday. Shape attribute. This is about which function? So range function is used for creating an object of ND array with a range of equal interval of value. So here I am writing a range function. Of course, I already wrote it. A range function is used for generating range of values with equal interval of value. What is the equal interval of value? What is the default interval? 1. Already said in the beginning days of Python. By default, what is the step value? 1. Default interval value or step value is 1. If you want, you can give your own value also, that I am going to explain in this case. I want to go for the examples here. Of course, that example I will be giving in the Jupyter notebook. Directly PDF I will give you. Again, copying, pasting here, it is not necessary. You can go directly that. Are you able to follow? Let us. But what is the difference with array concept? Array function is what? With array concept, I can say directly like this. What is this you see? 10, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40. What is this concept is called? Inner list. By default, it is going to give np.array. If I write A, print of A, if I write it, it is going to print the matrix only. Understand or not? Directly it will print the matrix, but it cannot print the matrix directly. It build only what? 1D array only. It can't build 2D and ND array. Let us go to the Jupyter notebook. So you know how to start the Jupyter notebook, students. So it is a browser-based ID. Runs at localhost 80. Some number of parameter will be there. That's called port number we can call. See that 888, 4 8s are there. There it is going to be showing here called what? New. So there I'm going to say Python 3. It is opening the kernel. There I'm going to talk about the function name here. What is my function name? A range function I'm going to give you. So let us start. Come on fast. What is that now? Import NumPy as NP. NP. I will try to get this syntaxes. Already it is there, but still I want to carry this for your quick reference purpose. I just want to keep it here. I'll keep a comment. I'll keep a comment just for your reference purpose, I said. For your reference purpose. So he is going to be available with what? NP. Only NP will be considered. Come on, don't take much time. Already on array, I explained lot things for you. A is equal to or X is equal to Y is equal to anything. NP dot a range of, I said 10. I said 10. First syntax start 0 to what? Start minus 1. Start minus 1. So I said, so a range of just 10 I said. So a range of what? RAN. So a range of what? 10. So in this place, I'll print here a comma type of a. A comma type of a. It is going to print. Or just if you print it in other way, I'm just saying to you. Here I will write R. Or if I just write a, it is showing you what? Array of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. By default, it will print what? 1D only. How do you print that now? Dimension. Dimension is equal to what are the attributes I said? Number 1, ndim. I forget. Come on, fast. Ndim. Okay, good. Next. Very nice. Next. Good, good. Come on. Super. What is the secret behind that? What is the secret? You are saying everything perfectly. Of course, maybe I have to see further also. How many? 4. Say once. Ndim, shape, size, data. Right. What are the reshaping methodologies? Reshape of shape attribute. Reshape of and shape attribute. You know that? Very good. Dimension is equal to what? A dot ndim print of what? Come on, students. Shape is equal to comma what? A dot shape. Yes. Print of what? Size. Size will give you what? Number of elements. A dot what? Size. Very good. Next print of what? Data type. Data type is equal to what? Data type is equal to a dot d type. A dot d type. So it is going to give you what? 10 elements are there. Size is 10 elements. And this one. And do you have any doubt about ndim and shape, students? No. Dimensions. How many dimensions? 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3, n dimensions. You have seen all the dimensions. Well, students, 10 comma. It is a tuple format. Be careful about it. Now I'm going to take about it. These 10 elements, I want to reshape it. Do you know how to reshape it? Yes. Listen the class. Come on, first. A dot shape is equal to 10 elements means what, students? You can say what? 5 into 2, 2 into 5, 10 into 1, 1 into 10, 1 into 10. And you don't think this 10 is nothing but this 1 into 10 or 1 to 1, 10 into 1. No. Are you following, students? Well, go to that. What is this now? 5 comma 2. It is also as good as what? Or A is equal to A dot reshape of 5 comma 2. 5 comma 2. See, students, print the same thing. Print the same thing. Content of that you printed. Content of that you printed. Here I am just saying this. You try to print this data. You try to print this data and try to print this information also. A dot, this part you remove it. A comma, A dot, D type, everything I am printing it. Is it so? Yeah. Okay, ma. Okay. You try to re-execute this cell. You are getting or not? 5 rows and then 2 columns. And then see here, it is done. Now, last and final, I will take up. One more time, I will take up something like 2 comma 5. 2 comma 5. So I will write the same thing. You got the data something like this. Got it up? This is syntax number 1. Syntax number 2, I am going to talk. Come on, quickly. NP dot a range of 10 comma 10 comma 23, 10 comma 10 23, 10 comma 23, 10 to where? 22, 22. Well, now I'm going to print it. Print of a comma type of a. It is also another way of creating it. To find the number of elements in that, say len of a. Is it not 13 elements? 13 elements are there. 13 elements you can't reshape any of the way. I can say something like what 20, something like 22 I will write it. 22 I will write it. So it is going to get some number of elements or not. So totally how many elements are there? 12 elements. You can reshape whatever the style you want. So how do you go for it, students? You go for that. 12 elements are there. 4 comma 3, 6 comma 2. Like that you can go for it. As usual, I can go for 4 comma 3. 4 comma 3. Take care, students. This is the data I got it. What dimension? 2 dimension. Now can I go for 3 dimension also? Yes. Tell me how do you go for it? 2 comma 2 comma. Yes. 2 comma 2 comma 3. You can go for 2 comma 3 comma 2 also. Well, see students, now I am getting 2 matrices. Each matrix contains 2 rows, 3 columns. Are you following or not? Very, very simple. Now I'm going to say students quickly, if you follow me, you see shortcuts try to learn students. NP dot a range of 2 dot I am writing here, reshape of I am writing here 2 comma 3 comma 2 I am writing 2 comma 3 comma 2 I am writing. Try to follow me carefully. Are you following? This is called arranging and I am reshaping immediately 2 comma 3 comma 2. Able to follow students? Yes. So this is a reshape function. Calling the function, I am calling this is an ND array object is returning. On that I am going to call it directly getting like this. So students, are you following? So here I am going to take up, here I am going to take up, here I am going to take up here 3 comma 4, 3 comma 4. I'll bring the other kind of data also like this. Other kind of data. Immediately I'm reshaping it, getting like this. You try to follow me. So here I'm going to write it. This is going to be 2 times it is getting printed. Try to remove once. Now you are going to get this data. Are you following us? So this is about what? Start comma stop. Similarly, I can go for what? Step also. Step also I can go for it. See students, how simple it is. Step value I want to go for it. Now I want to go for students 10 comma 101 comma 10 I am writing. What is this 10 is called? Start. Start. What is this 101? What is this 10 is called? Step. Step. Now I'm going to take for example 5. For example, say this data. It is available in 1D format or not? I want to go for how many elements are there to find? LN of A, 19 elements are there. If you want, you can take it once. Something like, some 2 you take it. 2 you take it. So you try to execute once. Try to execute once and try to run this now. So you'll be getting same. Oh, okay, good. 106. That's correct. 106 you take it. Length you execute, 20 elements are there. How do I arrange the 20 elements? Quickly I will go to the place. Here I will go for it directly. Reshape of 20 elements means what? 5 comma 4. 1 point. 2D point I am talking about it. 2D point I am explaining. You try to execute it. 2D point I got it. You go for what? 3D also. 3D also try to build students. 20 elements means what, ma? 20 elements. Just to take the paper and then what? 2 comma 2 comma 5 comma 2. 2. Or I can say 4 comma. Any possibilities? No? No, not possible. This is not possible. Next. 2 comma. That is okay. That is changing. Okay. Anything else is possible? No. So this is possible here. This is a possible pairs we are getting. Correct or not? Yes. Let us go to this place. Say 2 comma 5 comma 2. 2 comma 5 comma 2. You try to go for this. You are going to get dimension is 3, 2 comma 5 comma 2. Totally 20 elements are there. Are you able to follow? This is about which function? A range function. Clear or not clear? Clear. A range function will build what object by default? 1D only it will build. If you want to get to 2D, you need to go for what? Reshape or shape attribute, you need to use it. So what are the very regularly asking question? Attributes in ND array. What are the reshaping mechanisms? How many number of approaches are there to create an object of ND array? Getting, students? Well, now I will move to the further. See, this is one thing. A range function, I will post it. Now hold on. Now I'll go to the next one. What are the next one? Spell out. Linspace. Very, very important. See, students, by default, this A range function gives you what type of data generates integer data. Which data? Integer data. Now I want to generate what? Float data also I want to generate. Equal interval is coming here also now. Now I want to generate equally, evenly generated space values I want. Spell out that word. Equal, linear, generated values, space values. Lin space meant for linearly spaced values. Linearly given spaced values. Let me give you the example. It will give you the clarity here. See, students, here I am going to talk about linspace. That linspace itself stands for equally linearly generated values. Spell out. Equal linear generated values. Right. Separated by space and all, that is going to be simple. Let me go for the example. Difference between A range and linspace. Both of them will maintain interval only. Both of them will maintain interval only. But linspace is ready to generate what? Linearly generated space values in terms of floats. Linearly equally generated values in terms of integers also it will generate. But A range function can generate only what? Equal interval of integer values only it will generate. But this will also generate what? Equal interval of float values also it will generate. Shall I start with? Yes. So don't get confused by looking at this. Now I'll go to the first term syntax. See, students, generally people can't speak about the syntax. People can't speak about the syntax. Syntaxes are very important, right or not? If you want to drive the bike, syntax is required or not? Directly, whatever the way you like it, will it move? You know the total syntax or not? Tell me now. Variable name is equal to NumPy dot linspace of start comma stop comma num comma num. I am writing the total parameters. Num comma endpoint comma return step comma d type. If I go to an interview, I will tell like this. If we say only linspace, there is no meaning. If you tell linspace syntax, you tell me, I will ask. What will say? Sir, I know only linspace. That means you are not fit for the programmer. To fit for the programmer, you need to know complete syntax. What is the syntax of A range data type? Object comma D type. What is the syntax of A range? A range of start, A range of start comma stop, A range of start comma stop comma step. What is the A range? Linspace, start comma stop comma num comma endpoint comma return step comma D type. D type. Able to follow? Well, let us go for what is that? Restep. Return step. RET stands for return. Spell out. What is the next step? And between one value to another value, what will be the interval? I will explain, students. Be careful, relax. You just point to point, I will explain. Okay, now? The mandatory thing to enter is, the mandatory to pass is start comma stop. First two things you have to pass, start, comma, stop. There is the internally default value is present for num. If you specify start value and stop value, by default, 50 linearly equal spaced values will come. By default, how many linearly equal spaced values will come? 50 by default. If you want, you can restrict that by going for what? Specifying, I don't want 50 equally generated values. I want my specified values called only 5 or 6 or 7. How many you want, you can specify. Let me go for the example. Let me go to the Python environment first. Go to this place. Here I'm going to say, so here I'm going to introduce here. I'm going to introduce here. Import NumPy as NP. NumPy as NP. So I got my data. Are you following me? Now I'm going to say import NumPy as NP. Now I'm saying here A is equal to NP dot linspace of Harini. Sir, this link is unable to open. Can you please resend again? What is this link problem, students? So coming to the point of it, linspace of what? Come to the point of it. Linspace of what? Start and then what? Stop. Suppose 1 comma 100 I'm going to say. 1 comma 100 I'm going to say. Just to try, or 1 comma 2 I want to write it. Just to, between two values, what will be the answer you see? Print of what I am saying? A, comma type of A. Carefully try to listen. Carefully try to listen. What is coming here? What is coming starting from where? 1. Ending with what? All of them are 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. It is going to be coming almost how many? First row, second row, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8. 8. 8. So these are all comes under. What is that now? First row, first column, second column, third column, fourth column, fifth column, sixth column. 6 into 8, 48. 49 and then what? 50. By default, how many equally generated values will come? 50. Are you following? Suppose I don't want equally generated 50 values. I want something like this. Carefully follow. Now I am writing NUM is equal to what? 5. What is the meaning of that 5? 5 equally generated values I want. You see here 1 comma 2 means what? Already 1 is coming and already 2 is there. Both of them are included or not? Both of them are included. See, my dear students, I said print A. How many equally generated values are coming? Between 1 to 2, 1, 1.25, 1.5, 1.75 and 2. What is the interval between that? 0.25. 0. That is called what here? That is called what here? Return step. I'll show you that also. Don't worry. First of all, are you following me? How many values I'm restricting? 5. If you want, you can go for example, like this. I can go to like this. Here I'm going to write like this. You print this value A here. It is going to give you what? 10 equal values are going to come. Linearly spaced values are going to come. Are you able to follow? Next, what is the D type is coming by default? Float. Is it not float or not? But A range function is giving everything in the form of what? Int. If you want, next I'm going to say one more thing here. If you want the same thing in which type? Integer types if you want, can go for D type is equal to what? Int. So, but linspace is generally used for maintaining float equal maintenance values for first we will use it. Okay, let it be. I will take it as 5 students. Between this, I will take 100 for example. 100. What is coming now? Print of this A. Is it coming like this or not? 1 is included. 1 is included plus what? Other one is included. Are you able to follow? Next one I'm going to take up, students, comma, end point I'm using, end point. Take care, end point I'm talking. End point is equal to false, I'm going to write it. End point is equal to false I'm taking. End point taking what? Boolean value. If I take it as a false, see what is happening. You see what is happening. The value called what? 2. The value called 2 will not come. The value of 2 will not come. End point is equal to false means this is excluded. Are you following that? Next, one more thing, if you want that 100 example, you take it. Num, comma, you execute again, print of this A. Is 100 coming or not? Starting point included, ending point also included, where end point was true that time. By default, end point is taking what? True. Now I am giving, comma, what is this? End point is equal to what? False. What is the meaning of end point is equal to false? End point is equal to false is what? The value 100 is not going to be included. It is excluded. It is excluded. Print of this A. It is going to be, is the end point is coming? No. So equally generated value without considering what value? 100. That is 100 is not considered. Are you able to follow? If you want to know what is the equal step is maintaining between two values, what is an interval? If you want to know, you can write it as what? Same thing. You can write it as end point is equal to false. End point is equal to, I am writing like this, comma. I can also write it here as what? RET step, return step is equal to what? I am writing here true. Return step is equal to true. I am saying here. See that print of this A, what is the return step is coming? 24.75. Between these two values, what is the return step? Between this value, what is the return step? 24.5. Between this value, what is the return step? Yes. So Avinash and all the students, in the end of the class, I will clarify your doubts. Ma? Number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4? Okay, we'll try it. అది డౌట్ ఏం కాదు అది. By default 50. 5 is a 5 essay, 4 is a 4 essay. So here you want to see something special is there. Maybe a lucky number he is having. So print of that is having like this. ఏముంది అందులో? ఏముంది అందులో? ఏమొస్తుంది కదా అది మన బ్యాచేనా? Okay, no problem. So different batch. So this is called 4 values are coming. Are you following this? 4 values are 5 values are 10 values are, that is not a problem. Are you following that? Don't make it such type of doubts. Come to the point here. Are you able to follow? Next I'm going to take up, here I'm going to write it. I will take it as 10 for example. Return step is true. I can write it here what? End point is equal to what? End point is equal to what? False. End point is equal to false. And return step also what? True. So print of what here? A. Type of what? A. So it is going to be called what? Each and everything. What is the return step? 9.9. So this 1 to 100 end point is false. Don't consider this 100. And each value is coming in the form of what? Like this. And what is the return step also is getting here. And end point also called what? Now, next I am going to take up one more thing. The same mechanism I am going to say. Suppose if we make it end point false and a return step is something like this you are saying. And if I make it as a 5, why I took it 5? It is easy to count. You can take 2 also, 3 also, 4 also, anything you can take it. Nothing difficult over there. Comma, what is this? D type is equal to what? Int I am saying. Int I am saying print of this A. What is that now? What is that now? Between these values we are getting. And don't think that 1 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 25. Don't take it because I am taking what? Actual values of this 5 is called what? 24.75. Linearly equally values are maintaining. Are you following me? So this is about which concept here? So if we come back to this place, now tell me all the parameters explained here. What is the start? What are the mandatory things? What is the default value of num? 50, 50, 50. I was shown already 50. Programmatically, you can specify 3, 4, 5, anything you can specify. What is the end point here? If we want to generate the evenly generated space, evenly linearly generated values from start to stop, including both of them are including, don't write end point. End point was by default what? True. If you make it end point false, which value will not come? Stop value will not come. That is the end point significance. If you want to know what is the returned linearly interval value between 2 points, you can write what? Return step, you can write it. And what is this now? D type. What is the return step by default? False. If you write true, that value also will be coming out. So what is the D type says? By default, it is a float. You can take it as what? So this is about which kind of function? Linspace. So I'm going to say the description of it. I think you already understand the linspace parameters. These parameters are important to use it. Are you following me? So spell out once the parameters once. Start, stop, endpoint, all these things. Right. This is also going to give by default what? 1D only. If you want, you can convert a what function? Reshape function, you use it. Or you can use what? Shape function, shape attribute, you use it. So that they are going to be arranged here like this. I hope you are following. So let us, last and final, I am going to use it. Suppose, for example, like this, I am using students. A comma, something like RS I am using. RS I am using it. So I'm using some of the places because I've seen linearly spaced. You are writing return step they are expecting by writing like this. Multi-line assignment statement they are writing. So return step by default what? False. Value will not be coming. So when you write, this is also one MCQs. This is, I'm trying to hold ND array object. With return step, I'm trying to get it. So here you see students, RET step is equal to what? True you say. Now you see students, it is successful. Earlier it is called what? Not getting. Because what is the return step by default here? False means it is not giving which value? RS value. Since I made RET step as true, it is ready to give the returned value. Multi-line assignment I wrote it. Print of what? A comma type of A. Type of A. Now it is going to come like this. Now what is the returned value? Return step. So interval value is equal to comma what? RS. You try to write it. This is the difference between that. I hope you are getting now. So if you want smaller value to see that, num is equal to 4 you say, as our student expected. See that now you try to print it. Error is coming. Why error is coming? You did not maintain RET step. RET step value was what by default? False. Coming to the point back. Here I'm going to write it. Come on. RET step is called what? True. RET step is equal to true. Print of this A. Print of this A. Print of this value here. It is going to be like this. Are you able to follow now? So this is about which kind of things? Return step, linspace kind of thing. So I will go for this example. I will post it. Try to take here. So here I'm going to say, so I'm going to take up here. So here I'm going to take up now. I think you are following this. Are you able to follow, students? Right. So here, this is our data. And by default, 50 values are coming. And this is going to give you the output of this. And I need not to adjust it. I hope you are getting it. So this is not going to be giving you some error. Some error is coming here. What is that value? Because we did not specify. We did not specify RET step, return step value as true. We did not specify return step value as true. By default, it is false. I will give you the description for you right now. Don't worry, because if I start writing that, it takes a lot of time to explain about that things. This description I will send you. This description I will send you with example. Is it okay, students? Now I will move to the further. Now I'll move to the further. What is the next function? Next function is what? Come on. Zeros function. Zeros function I am going to explain. Look at students. Did you understand the difference between a range function and zeros function? Come on. A range function and zeros function, a range function and linspace. A range will give you by default integer data, but linspace will give you what? Floating point values with equal interval of value. Right. Now I'm going for introducing zeros function. Start up. Let's go. So in this place, students, if you want, you can go to this. Anywhere else, you can start working on it. Follow me. Here, zeros function syntax, I'll write it. Look at the syntax here. The main purpose of zeros function is, suppose I want to build a matrix of like this. A matrix of like this. I want to build the value something like this. I want to build the value something like this. What you will do general, this is called which matrix? Zero matrix or not? I want to build this matrix like this. How do you build this matrix? Generally, this scenario I want like this. What you will do? Generally, what you will do? L1 is equal to, according to your Python programming, 0, 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 0. What you will do now? A is equal to np dot array of L1. So this is coming. A is equal to A dot, or A dot shape is equal to 2, 2. So if I print off this A, it is going to print this type of matrix. Correct or not? So instead of going for that 4 lines of things, 0, 0, 0, there I am going to take it. NP is NP dot what? Array of what? L1. Here I am going to take it. Print of what? A comma type of A. Type of A is going to be something like this. Now I am writing A dot shape is equal to 2, 2. I will write it, and print of what? A comma type of A. So that you are going to get this type of matrix. Even if I write it, you will get like this. So I took a list. I took a conversion. Later I went for the shaping and everything done. Instead of that, you can also go for like this also. Instead of this, you can take. Students, Shinde, anybody is having the doubt, you please hold on at the end of the class. At the end of the class only, I will clarify your doubt, students. Not in the middle of it. That is a daily policy of my class. At the end of it, I will give the mic facility for everybody so that I can clarify. In the middle of it, I cannot interfere in your doubts. Keep maintain your doubts in the notebook. I will clarify you at the end. That is our regular policy in the classes. You know already that. So L1 is here. Convert into this place. By default, it is going to print. It is the inner list. Going to get it in the form of what? Matrix directly. This is what we are going to use it. Instead of following this, directly I want to build which matrix? Zero matrix. I want to build. For that, I am going to introduce this zeros matrix. So what is the syntax? Variable name is equal to NumPy dot, what is the function name? Zeros of shape comma D type. Shape comma what? D type I am going to write it. What is the use of this function? Which will build number of zeros in the object of ND array. Number of zeros in the ND array. So the shape represents what? It can be one-dimensional shape, two-dimensional shape, and then n-dimensional shape also you can go for it. Let me execute this now. Go to that After seeing that example, you will come and write the points, go to the place. Now I am going to take the new Jupyter notebook, for example. I will take here something like this, right? There I will go for which function I will take it here. One more function I am taking, zeros function I am going to take. So in that I am going to stay. Import, come on, NumPy as NP. That is simple for you. I'll carry the syntax also here. I'll carry the syntax here. So I'm going to take up, try to follow. Now write it. A is equal to NP dot zeros of 4 comma 4 I said. What is that 4 called? Shape. Shape that is called. What is going to print you see? A comma type of A. Type of A. It is going to give you by default 0.0.0 type. What is the D type here by default? Float type. If you want int type, I already said D type is equal to, come on, D type is equal to what? Int. Int. If you look at that 000 is coming, D type end array is typed as int. Printing the type of that, it is called end array. How do you do this reshaping? A is equal to A dot reshape of 2 comma 2. 2 comma 2. Print of what? A comma type of A. Automatically this is going to come like this. Able to follow this? Simple. Rather than going for this type of syntax, only shape is mentioned here. Here shape and D type is mentioned. Now I want to build the same thing directly. A is equal to NP dot what? Zeros of. I need to pass their shape 2 comma 2. 2 comma 2. D type is equal to what? Int. D type is equal to int. NP dot zeros of 2 comma 2 comma what? D type is equal to what? Int. What is the meaning of that? Zeros function basic functionality is what? To build zeros entries. How many zero entries? Dimension. How many dimensions? 2 dimension. What is an order? 2 rows, 2 columns. Totally 4 values will come. Which values? Zeros. Now you can print. Print of what? A comma type of A. Directly will be getting print of as usual dimension. It is dead easy for you now. Already we did. End him here. And next is called print of what? Shape. Shape is equal to comma what? A dot shape. And print of what? Size. I can write size. A comma what? Size. You can say. And a D type and everything Are you following me? Similarly, see how I was written in the form of what? A tuple. This is in the case of one dimensional. This is in the case of what? Two dimensional. Similarly, go to the another place. Here I am writing. I will write it here. 4 comma 4 I wrote it. 4 comma 4 I wrote it. Is it coming totally full of zeros or not? It's not only square matrix, that is equal rows and equal columns. You can write a different also. Something like 4 comma 3 also you can say. 4 comma 3 also you can say. Are you able to follow? So what is the use of zeros function? Which will build zero matrix by initializing all entries are 0. All entries as 0. Very, very easy, not difficult. If this is called which dimension? 2 dimension. I want to build the matrix. I want to build 3 matrices. Three matrices. 3 matrices I am going with a 3 by 3 comma 3 comma 3. 3 comma 3 comma 3. What is this entire thing is called? 3 matrices, 3 rows, 3 columns. 3 rows, 3 columns. So it is going to be what dimension? 3 dimension. So it is going to get it 3 dimension. 3 dimension. This is going to be 3 dimension. I think you are following me. Able to follow? Right. So you can build any number of matrices of like that. So I am going to write it. So 3 comma 3 comma 3 comma 2 comma 2 comma 2. Let it be like this. I can go for clustering mechanism is going to come. Are you able to follow this? So these many number of things. How many clusters? 3 clusters. 3 clusters here. Each one is taking what? 3 matrices. 2 rows. Beautiful. 4 dimension. Size is totally how many elements? Multiplication of all these things. Able to follow? Simple. So 3 3s 27. 27 into 2 is called what? 54. This is comes under which mechanism? Zeros matrix. Clear or not clear? Right. So see the syntax of it. Shape comma D type. Shape comma D type. Similarly, similar situation, online students are able to follow? Are able to follow? Respond it. Good. Let me move to the further. After this zeros, I'll send you this description what I sent. So almost you crossed so many stages in the Python programming. Next I want to go for what? Once I want to go for it. Simple. Here also once also I will send it to you. Once also I will send here. Now tell me without my help, what is the use of once? Come on, it will build the matrix with full of each entries. Right, good. Syntax, please. Come on. Variable name is equal to NumPy dot ones of, come on, shape comma D type. Shape comma what? D type. That's all. Same to same. Nothing is difficult. If we want this one like this, it is a tedious process when you go for which function? Array function. A range function not possible. Linspace function is totally not possible. Correct or not? A range function, how it is possible? Take how many elements? 6. Once you take it, convert into what? ND array object by using array function. And this is a 4 steps procedure or 3 steps procedure. Instead of doing that, directly I can go to what? Once function directly. Let us start here. Once function syntax, tell me. Variable name is equal to NumPy dot ones of shape comma D type. Okay. Example, easy. Start guys. NP dot ones of some 3 comma, just write 3 only. Print of what? A comma type of A. These are all number of ways we are creating. Number of ways we are creating to create an object of ND array. ND array. So here next I'm going to introduce one more thing here. So here 1.1.1. What is this now called? ND array. ND array. I hope you are just following this now. 1 comma 1 comma 1 comma. By default, which type? Float type. But we want which type? Int type. For example, if you want the int type, already you know. Simply you can write what? D type is equal to int. D type is equal to int. So you are just getting like this. If I want some 6 entries, of 1, you can have something like this. Are able to follow, students? So as usual, you can have these dimensions and everything you can carry. And I need not to type the same thing again and again. You're already aware of that. You just see this now. Try to run this. It is called 1 dimension, 6 elements are there. The same mechanism, if you want to reshaping it, simply I will go for what? Reshape of 2 comma 3. Simply you try to execute, you are going to get it. Able to follow, students? Similarly, I will go for what? I will go for what? 3 comma 4. Which dimension? This is? Directly I am writing. You need not to write this because I am directly passing the shape. Am I getting this or not? Students, careful. 2D or not? Similarly, once function, I will go for what? 3-dimensional also if I want. What is this now? 2 comma 3 comma 4. What is the first 2? Come on. Number of matrices. What is 3 and 4? Right. Rows and? Very good. So see, students, you are getting 2 matrices. Each one is containing 3 and 4. Clear up? So 3 and 4, 12. 12 into 2 is called what? 24. Dimension is called what? 3. All the ones matrices are coming here. Able to get it? Fine. This is comes under what? 1D. 1D here. Next is called 2D here. Next is called what? 3D. Students reply man చెప్పండి. So come to the point back. Next I'm going to enter into what? Next function. What is this function is called? Ones function. Next I'll go for what? Full. Zeros function, ones function, and there is no twos function. There is no twos function, threes function, fours, five, six, nines will not be there. Now I'm going to say what now? Full function. Spell out full function. Students in online, I hope you are clear about this entire things. All of them are creating an object of what? End array. End array. Some of the people not speaking at all. Not speaking. Simply sitting like a Hussain Sagar Gautama Buddha statue is there. Simply sitting idle. Black shirt, black t-shirt adjacent. Light blue color. Yes. Stand up once. What functions I taught? What functions I taught today? No noise. What functions I taught today? అక్కడ ఉన్నాయి కదా, చదువు ఒకసారి. Read out quickly. What functions I taught today? Arrange. చదువు బాబు ఇది. Read out. A range. Arrange కాదు. Arrange రాసి you will get 24 errors. A range. Linspace. Zeros of. Ones of. Full of I am going to say. At least try to understand. Sit down. So, how many objects, how many functions so far you know? How many functions you know? What are the functions you learned? Array of, a range of, linspace of. So, this is what we learned it. Next I'm going to enter into where? Full of. Full of. Now I'm going to enter into the full of. Similarly, there is no twos function, threes function, etc. We are entering into the another function called what? Full of. Full of function I'm going to take up. What is this full of function is going to be? What is this full of function is going to be? Now I'm going to explain. Suppose I want to build entries with 9 I want to fill the entries with 9. I want to fill the total matrix with 9. I want to fill like that. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Like this, I want to fill. I want to fill this function like this. So there is no function available called like zeros, ones, nines function is not there. I want to fill the same thing with what? A. Like this, I just want to print it. Like this, only like this. 2 by 3 matrix I want to fill. Or I want to fill like what? A. Like 4 A's I want to build. Either 1D or 2D, whatever the value you supply, I want to build that type of matrix. For that, I will use which function? Full function. Full of. So what is the syntax now? I am going to use the syntax. Same thing. I will write it here. Variable name is equal to NumPy dot full of. Full of. Now I am going to write it. Shape comma fill underscore value. Fill underscore value comma what? D type. Fill underscore value comma D type. So spell out the syntax. Variable name is equal to NumPy dot full of shape comma fill underscore value comma D type. So how we can go for creating this end array object? So I want to move to the further. Let us go to the full function also. I want to take it. Carry this syntax. I'm going to take full function here. Try to observe it. syntax here. So I'm going to take up here. I will write it syntax for full function. Syntax for full function. So let us start with, I want to build a matrix with what? 999, something like this I want to build. Generally, how do you build it? L1 is equal to take 4 nines and then convert into what? NP dot what? Array of L1 and resize it or whatever, you leave it as it is like. Instead of going for that, I want to build directly with my own initialized matrix. How do I do that? A is equal to NP dot full of what I will say next? Shape. Suppose I want to go for 5 or 6 elements I want. What the value I want? 9. 6 elements I want with a 9. First value says what? Shape. Next value says what? Fill the ND array object with a value called 9. So print of, as usual, a comma type of a. As usual, print a comma type of a. Dimension, shape, everything I will carry. So try to run this now. Here, how many values are filled? 6 nines are printed. Dimension is 1, 6, size is 6 here. Able to follow? This is 1D or 2D? 1D. If I want to go for reshaping it, simply I will go for what? Reshape of 2 comma 3 or 3 comma 2. Because 6 elements can be reshaped in this manner. You can also go for getting something like this. Able to follow? So 999. Suppose I want to fill, this is 1D, 2D I got it. This is first one is called what? 1D. Like next go to directly I want to go for filling like that. What is this now? 2 comma 3 comma what? 9 or something like 6. And don't say 2 comma 3 is equal to 6, 9, not like that. I want to build an ND matrix, ND array matrix with what? 6. I want to fill with that value. See students, I'm going to get it. The value 6 is filled completely, full of 6 with what shape? Like this. So I will take up next, I will take up next, like this I will write it. Like this I will write it. Full of these values with 6. Able to get it? This is called what? 2 dimension. Now I want to go for 3 dimension. What I am going to write it? 3 comma 3 comma 3 comma 3. How many matrices totally? 3. Each matrix is how? Yes. So totally this 3 matrices, each one will have 3 into 3. And totally how many elements are there? 27 elements. So what is the difference between 0 function and ones function? And next is called a full function. Full function can initialize the total matrix with any one of the value. 0 function will build what? 0 matrix. Ones function will build the matrix with full of ones. Now, don't think that only the value 6 is filled with. You can build with your own value also. You can build with your own value also. Something like HYD I want to fill with. Fill with the HYD. What is happening now? Completely the values will be like this. Are able to follow? Something like this you can fill. Oh. Yeah, obviously, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Zeros and ones is going to directly build what with what? Zeros directly. Here you need to specify what? No doubt in that. Full function is a flexible function of what? Both zeros as well as ones. Exclusively I want to go for what? Ones. So need not to mention the fill value there. There is a difference or not? If I go for ones, directly mention the shape and ones will come. But when you go to this place, you can go for what? You have to specify the fill value. You have to specify the fill value. What is the fill value I'm saying here? 0. Exclusively you need to mention the value called fill value. You need to mention it. There is no practical output difference is not there. Internal difference, if you want exclusively 0, go for zeros matrix. Ones means ones matrix. What is an advantage there? No need to specify what? Fill value. But when you come to full value can build any matrix with the value which you are specifying. Are you following? This is called programmable of anything. That is called by default it will be coming. Are you following that? So, you did not understand. General physician can treat any problem, but no problem can be treated properly. A heart specialist, heart problem is there. Will it go to general physician? Directly go to what? Ones matrix, zeros matrix, like that. Right or not? Something like that. So you try to go for it. It is filled with this. Zeros matrix also will fill, but which one is the faster one? Zeros is the faster one. Because directly the value will be, zeros will be filled. Okay now? So that is about which function here? Which function here? Full of. Full of. Are you getting this? Now, next function is identity. These are all creating an object of end array. Each one is having its own significance. Now I'm going to enter into identity function. So go to the identity function here. Identity function I'm going to enter. These are all very simple things, not a difficult. Once you understand the yesterday's concept called arrays function, these are all very simple. Now I'm going to enter into the identity function. In our matrix concept of our schooling days, there is the identity matrix. Have you heard about it? What is identity matrix? Identity matrix principal diagonal elements are 0. Sorry, 1. 1. Principal diagonal elements are 1. Look at 1, 0, 0. I'm taking 3 by 3 matrix, students. Always identity matrix is a square matrix. Always identity matrix is square matrix. 3 by 3. 3 rows and 3 columns. Here 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So these elements are called what? Principal diagonal elements. Principal diagonal elements. This is comes under which matrix? Identity matrix. It is also called as what? Unit matrix. This is also known as unit matrix. In another way, the identity matrix or unit matrix is one whose product of principal diagonal elements is equal to 1. Suppose you take an example 2, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 2. What is this is comes under? What is this is comes under? Product is called what? 2. 2 into 2 into 2, 8. Is it a unit matrix? No. It is not a unit matrix. Unit matrix, just now I said product of these elements is going to be 1. 1 into 1 into 1. This is called a unit matrix. Generally, students will think that this is a unit matrix. This is a wrong answer. Are you able to follow? So unit matrix, the name itself says unit means what? 1. This is comes under identity matrix. What is the syntax? Identity matrix is always which matrix? Square matrix. It is not rectangle matrix. No, rows and columns must be equal. So how do you go for the syntax? Look at syntax is very, very simple. Variable name is equal to NumPy dot identity of. Now I'm going to write n comma d type. That n represents number of rows as well as number of columns. It won't take m comma n or n comma m. It won't take number of rows and number of columns. If you represent only one thing like this, np dot identity of 2, if I write it, automatically it will build what matrix? 2 by 2 identity matrix. What is this now? 1.0.1 point it will build. 1 point it will build. By default, D type is what here? Float. Float. If you specify the D type, comma, int if you write it, comma, int if you write it, it will print as what? 1001. This is very simple. If I say 3, what is the value of n? 3. What is this is going to print? Print n into n. 3 into 3 matrix will be built. Able to follow? So go to the identity function now. Go to the syntax of it. Identity matrix, how to build it. So here it is going to be like this. Very, very important programming this is. Come to the point. A is equal to np dot identity of. Identity of. What is this now? 2, I said. Print of A, comma, type of A. All the functions are building what? ND array object. 1.0.0.1 0 point. Now I am going to take up here one more thing here, same thing. What is this now? D type is equal to int. D type is equal to int 1001. Are able to follow? Similarly, I want to go for what? Here I am going to take up 3 by 3 matrix I want to build. 3 by 3 matrix I want to build. Able to follow? Now, I want to build whatever the number you pass it, that equivalent value will be coming. So 4 if I write it, 5 if I write it, what will happen? 5 rows, 5 columns, principal diagonal elements are 1. Principal diagonal elements are 1. See the principal diagonal elements. These are all called principal diagonal elements. This is called upper of the principal diagonal elements, and these are the below of the principal diagonal elements. And this part is called principal diagonal. This is comes under which function? Identity function, 2 by 2. And more important, next function is extensible to this I will talk. Next I am going to talk about 2 comma 5 I am going to talk. 2 comma something like I am trying to write 2 comma 5 I am trying to write it. What is that 2 comma 5? Generally, if we write it 2 comma 5, if I want to write it, what is coming? Error will come. Don't think that it is going to build two dimensions with two matrices, with two identity matrices of 5 comma 5. So it is going to be something like this, 1 by 5 by 5. And don't expect that it is going to print 1 by 1 more called what? 5 into 5. Don't think that this is going to be combinedly, it is going to be one more. So there is no, they did not give you the facility of what? 3-dimensional or 4-dimensional identity matrix. Identity matrix will be something like this. If you want multiple identity matrix, we are going to discuss the same thing by using the approach called what? H stack and what? V stack I will explain. Still, I am about to enter into that. First of all, are you following me? So identity matrix is clear. So come on, how many functions we are aware of it now? Array of, A range, linspace, zeros of, ones of, full of, identity. So identity function will build what? Unit matrix. Principal diagonal elements are what? Ones. Now product of the principal diagonal elements is 1. Now I am going to enter into the I function I am going to enter. Simple. I function I am going to enter. Carefully try to follow. This is the most important, which is a more flexible than which one? Identity. I function I am going to discuss. Look into that. I will take I function explanation here. Try to follow. 1, 0, 0, 0, something like 0. Here I am going to take up 0, 1. Here I am writing 0. This is called what? This is 1. Next is what? 0, 0 and 0. This is called what by default? Okay, that is okay. Leave it. What is this matrix is called? What matrix it is? 5 by. This is called what here? 0, 1, 0. Next, 0, 0, 0. These are all comes under 0. Last one is going to contain 1. This is by default which matrix? 5 by 5. 5 by 5. This is by default 5 by 5 matrix. This principal diagonal elements are by default built by using which function? Identity function. Identity function. I will write 5. D type is equal to int. If I write it, I am going to get this matrix. Now this identity matrix is by default forming like this. Observe it. Go to the coding part that already you did. This is going to be called what? Wrong. So this is going to be an error. This error also I will keep it as it is here. So this error I keep it as it is. Now I'll carry this, students. The same function I am going to carry. I'll carry this. Follow. Now I'm going to take up. This is my matrix, which is even I took it. Now students, this red in color is called blue in color is called red, principal diagonal. And below the principal diagonal elements are called 0. and above these are called above principal diagonal elements. Now I have a requirement of forming the unit matrix not at the principal diagonal, not at the principal diagonal. Below the principal diagonal, I want to form the unit matrix. Unit matrix I want to prepare not in the principal diagonal. Below the principal diagonal, I want to prepare the unit matrix. How to prepare that? Identity function cannot do that. Identity function will prepare the identity matrix only in the principal diagonal like this. To get this flexibility, to prepare the unit matrix wherever you want in these entries, I want to prepare the unit matrix in this portion, students. In this portion, I want to prepare the unit matrix. In this portion, not here. In this place, I want to prepare the unit matrix. In this portion, I want to prepare the unit matrix. In this portion. That is called below the principal diagonal or not? How to prepare? For that, there is a function called what? I. Now I am writing syntax. Variable name is equal to np dot or numpy dot I. Function name is called I. There I am going to take it. N comma m. N comma m is equal to none. N comma m comma is equal to none. K is equal to -1. K is equal to 0. Sorry. K is equal to 0. And D type I am going to write it. N comma m is equal to none. K is equal to 0 and D type. Without telling I function also I can move forward, but it's very regularly coming across. Let us take how this I will work. As usual, same to same, I will write here also. What I am doing now here? I. What is the value here? 5. What is the D type? Enter. A. As it is, it will come. As it is, it will come. No change. So this I function works like which function? Identity function. Now see the difference. Which value I specified? 5. For which one? N. What I specified? D type. Rest of the values I am not passing because these are the default arguments are taken. These are keyword arguments I passed it. Already in the functions I covered. If you don't remember Python, only you look at this NumPy, it is bouncing only. Bouncing only. You need to have strong basics of Python. Then only you can catch me. Otherwise, out of order. Now I'm going to take up. You see carefully. Here I am writing 5. What is the value of 5 here? N. What is the m is equal to none? M is equal to none means what? No value I am passing. That is nothing but it is taking what? 5 comma 5 only. Now D type. K is equal to what I am writing, -1 comma. The principal diagonal elements, what is available here? This is represented by K. Principal diagonal elements are represented by what? Whose value of principal diagonal is located by 0. Below the principal diagonal elements, which I am writing with red, are indicated by -1. Below the, again that red line is called -2. Below that it is called -3. And this is called -4. I hope you are understanding. And what about this? What about this another color? Some green color I am going to write it. These are 1. Next is called 2, 3, 4. These are called K locations. The K is acting like a marker. So I'm going to say what? K is equal to -1. That indicates what? In this portion, you prepare what? In this portion, you prepare what? Unit matrix. How do you prepare unit matrix? In this place means what is going to be? This portion will be selected, right or not? This portion will be selected. Are you following that? Now try to, I used a -1. What is the answer? Principal diagonal place, what is not there? This ones will not be there. That is simply moving to this place. Simply moving to this place, what is happening? 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, other things. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. Like that it is going to come 0, 0, 0, 1 and then 0 will come. మీకు అర్థమైంటే కింద. Otherwise you see the diagram. Come on to the point. Come on, see, look at. This is see the previous output. Are you following this? What is this location is called? K is equal to what? 0. What is this now here? K is equal to what? -1. This portion is containing what? Unit matrix. You see the principal diagonal here? This is the principal diagonal. Earlier principal diagonal is this one. What is this value called? 0. What is this value called? -1. That too it is called what? 5 into 5 only. I can go for 5 into 3 also, 3 into 5 also. That time it is representing n. This is representing what? M. Without programming knowledge, if you come and see, nothing will happen. You have to know first of all programming. Are you able to follow? Right. So coming to the point back, this is the one I'm saying here. Take this next step. I'm going to take up here. K is equal to what? -2. K is equal to -2. Are you following me? K is equal to -2. Where it will come? Below 2 that will come once again. So it is going to prepare this now. 3 by 3 matrix only it will be preparing. You see this one it is coming. So this portion is going to be available like this. Earlier this portion was available. Earlier this portion was available. Now is it coming down or not? Next. Coming to next, K is equal to 3. K is equal to 3. It is going to give you what? 2 by 2. 2 by 2. Pallavi Kumari, we are not following you. Okay. So to follow this, we need to have this type of syntax. To follow this, we need to have the knowledge on Python. We must have the knowledge on Python compulsory. Otherwise, everybody will not follow. Python strong knowledge is mandatory. Okay, ma. Let us move to the further. Done. Let us move to the further called what? One more I will write -4. -4 I will write it. -4. What is this now? Concept called what? Right. Viresh, it is easy. Because Viresh is my student. Where I was explained this concept? 100%. No doubt in that. In the Python, where I used to explain this, in our regular Python classes, functions concept is most important. No student knows about these functions, index of functions you see. You just check it out anywhere. Nobody will teach this much of big one. You see here keyword arguments. Today's concept is totally what? Total concept. See that. See how many concepts are there. Nobody will touch this. And if they come and sit in the class, it is just a bouncing. Keyword arguments you see. Keyword arguments concept. I used to explain keyword arguments. Keyword arguments concept. Somewhere else there is a keyword parameters or arguments. In detail, I used to explain. This is the concept of keyword arguments. Whose examples also in my regular class, keyword arguments concept. You see here, keyword arguments example, pure keyword arguments example, pure keyword arguments example here, which is available. Pure keyword variable arguments examples here. Here, pure keyword variable length, these are all related to that kind of concept. Pure variable length, these are all the programs in the normal Python class. If you know all of them, then only you can follow students. Otherwise, you cannot follow. There is no doubt in that. So, Nitish, looking easy. Yes, there is no doubt in that. So, Mohan, it is very, very dead easy, sir. Yes. So, if you know Python, you will follow. Otherwise, you cannot. There is no doubt in that. Come to the point. Are you able to follow? No. Go to the next. What is the K value here? -1, -2. Let us go to the change it. If I don't mention anything, it will go automatically to where? Normal one. Normal one. Go to the next. I will go to 1. I will go to what next? K is equal to 1. That will go to what? Above principal diagonal. Above principal diagonal it will take. K is equal to, see that, above principal diagonal or not? This is called principal diagonal. Above principal diagonal is this one. This one is going to be. Next, I will go to one more. Next is equal to one more. K is equal to 2. K is equal to 2. Like this. Something like that. K is equal to 3. Now 3, 4, something like that. Last and final I will write it. 5 I will write it. 5. There is no 5 at all. It is simply going to all of them are 0. Are you following? This is comes under what? Equal matrix I said. If I say 4, last one is containing what? 1. Able to follow? Now, in the case of this, I specified only 5. Next, be careful. Here I am going to enter 5 comma 3. What is the 5 comma 3? 5 rows, 3 columns. What is the K? You don't write it. You don't write K. If I don't write K, what is the value? 0. 5 comma 3, first you prepare the skeleton. What is the 5 means what? 5 rows. First row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. What is the rows, columns? First row, second row, third row. First column, second column, third column. First row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. What is the functionality? I want to prepare which matrix? I function prepares what? Unit matrix now. Where it is preparing? Unit matrix is one of the square matrix. Even though you have a rectangular matrix, rows and columns are different. In that matrix, it takes what? Equal rows and columns. What is the portion of equal in this case? 3 by 3. So 5 into 3, how many? 15. What is the equality here? 5 into 5, possible? No. 3 into 3, yes, this is possible. 4 into 4, I cannot go. Exceeding. 2 into 2 is called 2 less. What is the equivalent? 3 into 3. In this only 3 into 3 is going to be taken as 9. This will be prepared as a unit matrix. How? Come on. 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Rest of them are filled with what? Zeros. Rest of them are filled with what? This portion is called what here? This portion is comes under what matrix? This portion is comes under what? For this dimension, this is the one. Rest of the values filled with what? Zeros. Able to follow? Now I am going to say 5 comma 3 this is. 3 comma 5 for example. 3 comma 5. What is that now? 3 comma 5 same now? Same only but rows and columns. Come on now. What is this now? 1, 2, 3. 3 rows. Columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. Come on. 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Rest of them are filled with what? That's all. This is the subject of what? I of 3 comma 5 comma D type is equal to what? Int. Int. Are able to follow? What is this is called? K. Minus 1, minus 2. What is this? 1 and then 2. Getting up? So let us see this now. Print off this now. See this now. 3 comma 5. Are you following? See this carefully. This is a 1. And rest of them are filled with what? 0. Just go to this place. Once again here. Come on. What is this now? 3 comma what? 5 comma 3. Which I drawn already. What is this now? Come on. What is this? This portion is comes under. Rest of them filled with what? 0. Go to the same style. I'm going to take up here. Come to this place. Now I'm writing K is equal to what? Minus 1. This is my given data. Minus 1 means it is going to come to this place or not. This will be prepared as which matrix? Unit matrix. Rest of them are having what? Zeros only. See this now. Come on to the point. Comma. Here I'm going to write it. Are you following this? These two things are like this. Now if you want, I will go to what next? I want to say this is called 0, 1, 2, 3. I will write 3 directly. 3 I will write it. In the place of 3, it is prepared. Are you following this? See, this is wherever you like, you can prepare it. So if you want 2, it will be prepared 2 here. So here, different order of the matrix. We are preparing the unit matrix wherever we like it. Are you getting, students? This is called what matrix? I matrix. I matrix is also useful for what? You say here 10 comma some 15, 10 comma 15. You don't write this k. You say 10 comma 15. What is happening? In 10 comma 15, where is the unit matrix? 10 comma 15 is called what? 150. What is the possible? 15 into 15, not possible. 10 into 10 is 100% possible. This is for formatting what? Unit matrix. What is the unit matrix? Perfectly it is going to be given. Perfectly it is going to be given. This is comes under what? 10 by 10 matrix. Rest of them are going to contain what? 0. Following this? This is unit matrix is prepared in this way. If I take it here, if I take it here 10 comma 10, if I write it here 10 comma 10, it is exactly taking in the same style of like this. Huh? My dear student, 15 into 10, 150. Take the simple thing. First you take this 15 into 15. What is this? 225. Huh? 12 into 12 is square matrix. It will come as it is. 12 into 12 is called what? No order like that. No possibility of 12 into 12. No, 12 is not a row, 12 is not a column. What are the possibilities? Either 15 into 15 or 10 into 10. 10 into 10 or 15 into 15. In these two possibilities, one of the possibility will come as a identity matrix. Simple. So, are you following this? So, easy or difficult? Easy. This is easy. Anybody, once again I am saying, anybody feels difficult, they don't know. Number one is Python functions. Number two, data types problem and programming problem also. And that is only the things. So coming to the point of it, move to the further. Which function we understood? I function. So next tomorrow class when I come back, H stack and V stack I will discuss, and other things also I will take it in the class. Right. Venkat, can we go a bit slow? Actually, I'm going slow only. Very slow only I'm going, because if we know Python already, it is going to be slow only. If we don't know Python, it will be difficult. So coming to the point of it, we will go tomorrow this class. Tomorrow there is a class. We start with H stack and V stack. I will go for it. So Hemant. So by listening your classes, my friend got selected as lecturer for Python in our engineering college. You wanted to thank you, sir. Okay. So, okay, him now. Tell him congratulations. Nice. Thank you, students. All the best. Online students. Online students who is having that doubt. Prasad G. Prasad. I am unmuting you. You please accept that unmute so that you can speak to me. Students. Chandu. C. Chandu. C. Chandu. C. Chandu. I unmuted you. You can accept the unmute and you can speak to me. I'm giving the mic facility for you. Shinde.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Sir, is the linspace function superset of a-range function?
That only I said, no, ma'am. Linspace
Okay,
will
sir.
take linearly equal values, equal interval of values with both integers as well as float.
Okay, sir.
Correct or not? But a range function gives only integers.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Right, ma'am. Chandu.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Chandu. Speak now. Speak now. You already in unmuting only. You can speak. Unable to. Next to Swapna.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma.
Sir, could you please explain the significance of num parameter in the linspace function? That I don't understand.
Significance of? Simple, ma.
Num parameter.
By default, num is called 50. That means 50 equal linearly spaced values will come. Default value of that is by default 50. 50 values will come.
Okay.
If I
Okay.
write num is equal to 4, 4 linearly equal values will come.
Okay. Okay.
I hope you got it.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Right. Next, Priyadarshini. Priyadarshini Das.
Hello.
Tell me, ma.
Sure. I'm having doubt. Like, can you use string data type value on the linspace function?
You can use it. I already mentioned, you know. I already mentioned in our class. I
Actually,
already mentioned it.
maybe my bad. I lost that.
Already D type. If I mention D type, integer linearly spaced values will come. If I don't specify the D type,
sir.
it will give you float values. Okay.
Okay. Integer, yeah, integer we can use string and boolean like the data type, all the data types
Where?
value using the linspace function.
In linspace, huh?
Yes.
Generally, linspace will come in integer values and float values. It will not come boolean values and all. Linearly equal space values will come between integer data only, but not in booleans and all.
Okay, okay, sir. It is specific to only the integer and float data types, right?
Between numbers only equal range will be there, Nama.
Yes.
Okay, na?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Next, Indusha. Indusha.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I have two questions. One of them is, there are some functions where we can only give.
Indusha.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Indusha. Next, another student is Sai Teja. K. Sai Teja.
Good morning. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్.
Good morning.
సార్ నేను ఇప్పుడు నేను పైథాన్
Not able to hear properly. Speak a little bit more clearly, student.
సార్ పైథాన్ దానికి 6,000 పే చేశాను. ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ నంపైకి సపరేట్ పే చేయాలా?
లేదు అవసరం లేదు, ఒకసారి కాంటాక్ట్ చేయండి అడ్మిన్తో.
ఓకే, అప్పుడు
అంటే వాళ్ళ రూల్స్ ఏమన్నా కనుక్కోండి ఫస్ట్. మీరు చెప్పండి, మీరు ఆల్రెడీ పైథాన్ స్టూడెంటా ఏ స్టూడెంట్, వాళ్ళకు రూల్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, ఆ రూల్స్ ప్రకారం వెళ్ళాలి.
ఓకే ఓకే అప్పుడు
కాంటాక్ట్ ద అడ్మిన్ ఫర్
payment-
అదర్ డీటెయిల్స్. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే.
రైట్. స్వప్న, ఆల్రెడీ క్లారిఫైడ్ అమ్మా స్వప్న. స్వప్న,
Yes, sir, you clarified my doubt.
ఓకే అమ్మా. Indusha, I already said more. I already asked you to, but your voice is, I am not able to hear you.
Sorry, sir.
Indusha,
Can you hear me, sir?
Indusha.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma, tell me.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good morning, sir. I
Good
have
morning.
two questions, sir. One question is, for some of the functions, it only accepts even number of data.
Even number of data na.
I mean, it is like, for example, 3 by 4 matrix means 12 elements, or 4 by 4 is 16 elements. So in real time, it only takes even number of elements, or రియల్ టైంలో ఈవెన్ నెంబర్ కాకుండా ఆడ్ నెంబర్ కూడా ఉంటది కదా సార్ డేటా అనేది.
ఏమైనా ఉంటది.
ఈ
Anything will be there.
ఫంక్షన్స్ ప్రస్తుతానికి కొన్ని ఫంక్షన్స్ మీరు చెప్పిన దాంట్లో ఈవెన్ నంబర్స్ యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తున్నట్టు కదా సార్ అయితే.
నేను ఎక్కడ చెప్పాను మాది, మీరు అనుకుంటున్నారు అట్లా. నేను ఎక్కడ చెప్పాను ఈవెన్ నంబర్స్ అని? ఇక్కడ చూడండి ఒకసారి. యు ఆర్ థింకింగ్ సంథింగ్ డిఫరెంట్. సో ఇక్కడ ఏమున్నాయి? ఇక్కడ యూ కెన్ యూజ్ ఎనీ ఆఫ్ ద నంబర్స్. Can use any of the numbers. You are thinking like that. It's not like that. You just go for that. Here there are some numbers. Can take 105 even number.
అలాగా సార్. ఇప్పుడు ఇప్పుడు ఈ మ్యాట్రిక్స్ ఉందనుకోండి సార్. ఇప్పుడు 4 rows 4 columns ఉంది కదా, అంటే 16 నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ కదా సార్. 17 ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయి
20
అనుకోండి.
ఉన్నాయి ఇక్కడ.
అది 20.
ఆ.
ఇప్పుడు 21 ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి, కావాలనుకోండి
మీ
సార్.
డౌట్ ఏం చెప్పండి అమ్మా, మీ డౌట్ చెప్పండి.
ఆడ్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ కావాలంటే.
ఆడ్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ కావాలంటే వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఏముంది ఇక్కడ? A is equal to NP dot A range of 1 comma some 21 comma 2. A dot shape is equal to first you print this A, type of A. మీరు పైథాన్ బేసిక్స్ ఉండాలమ్మా. మీకు పైథాన్ బేసిక్స్ ఉంటే ఈజీ. పైథాన్ రాకపోతే కష్టం అవుతుంది. యూ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ దిస్ నంబర్స్. ఆల్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ ఆర్ ఆడ్ నంబర్స్. ln of A 10 elements. A dot shape is equal to what? 5 comma 2. Python basics required. Compulsory Python basics are required. Getting okay now? Python basics required. Range data type required. Okay, students, take care and don't miss tomorrow class. Very, very important. We are discussing. Don't miss it. Thank you, students. All the best.